Moving to a new country sounds fun, but it is not always so because many things can totally go wrong. In this video, we'll show you the biggest mistakes to avoid. If you're ready to learn, smash that like and subscribe button and don't miss out. Number 12, don't assume everyone speaks your language. This might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people fall into this trap. You might walk into a cafe, order in your language, and be met with blank stares, which feels awkward. But beyond the awkwardness, assuming others will speak your language can come across as arrogant or dismissive of their culture. In Japan, for example, even in big cities like Tokyo, many locals don't speak fluent English. If you walk into a shop and expect perfect English, you'll quickly find yourself lost in translation. But if you learn a few Japanese phrases like sumimasen for excuse me, you'll immediately earn respect. Languages aren't just tools for communication, they're keys to connection. Even a small effort can open hearts. Locals will smile, help you, and sometimes go out of their way just because you tried. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing that you care and respect. Number 11, don't ignore local customs and traditions. You may get invited to a family dinner in a foreign country. You show up unknowingly breaking every rule of etiquette. Maybe you forget to take off your shoes at the door, or you serve yourself food before the host invites you. Suddenly, the warm smiles turn into awkward glances. In Thailand, for example, pointing your feet at someone is seen as disrespectful because feet are considered the lowest, dirtiest part of the body. Or take Saudi Arabia, where refusing a cup of tea or coffee offered by a host can be seen as rude. These customs might seem small, but they carry deep cultural meaning. Research is your best friend. Before you move, spend time understanding the culture. Ask locals or fellow expats about do's and don'ts. A little homework goes a long way in avoiding embarrassing situations and earning the respect of your new community. Number 10, don't stay in the expat bubble. This one's a biggie. When you first move abroad, it's natural to gravitate towards people from your home country. They understand your language, your jokes, and your struggles. But here's what you really need to know. Staying in the expat bubble means you're only experiencing a watered-down version of your new home. Think about it. What's the point of moving to Italy if you only eat at American-style restaurants? Or living in Mexico but never trying street tacos because you're nervous about the language barrier? By isolating yourself with other expats, you miss out on the richness of local life. Stepping outside your comfort zone can feel scary, but it's where the magic happens. Join local clubs, volunteer, or take up a hobby that locals enjoy. Whether it's salsa dancing in Colombia or learning pottery in Greece, these experiences create memories that last a lifetime. Number 9, never underestimate culture shock. Culture shock is real, and it's more than just feeling homesick. It's that deep frustration when nothing seems to make sense. Grocery shopping feels like a scavenger hunt. Public transport is confusing. Even small tasks feel monumental. What most people don't tell you is that culture shock has stages. First, there's the honeymoon phase in which everything feels exciting and new. Then comes the frustration phase, where the differences start to annoy you. Eventually, you reach acceptance, where you learn to adapt and embrace your new reality. Take the example of food. In some countries, breakfast might be soup and rice instead of cereal. It feels strange at first, but over time, you might find yourself craving it. The key is to be patient with yourself. Allow time to adjust and remember it's okay to struggle. Growth often comes through discomfort. Number 8, don't compare everything to back home. The mindset, this isn't how we do it back home, leads to constant dissatisfaction. The roads are different, the bureaucracy is slower, the coffee tastes different. When you concentrate on the problems, you overlook the good in everything. Let's look at Spain, where stores regularly take afternoon breaks because of the traditional siesta custom. You may feel troubled by these new ways of doing things, but once you embrace the slower pace, you'll start to appreciate the emphasis on rest and balance. Instead of comparing, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every nation hosts unique behaviors that make its culture exceptional. Number 7, don't ignore the paperwork. Visas, permits, health insurance, it's the boring but essential part of living abroad. Many people fail to handle their paperwork in time before facing severe consequences. One missed deadline could mean fines, legal trouble, or even deportation. In Germany, you need to report your new address to German authorities within 14 days of your move. Failure to do so can complicate everything from opening a bank account to getting a phone contract. To avoid such hassles, keep your documents up to date. Keep a checklist. When you need assistance with your paperwork, contact qualified experts. Your small investments of time today will prevent major problems for you. Number 6, don't break local laws, even small ones. Did you know even chewing gum can get you fined in Singapore? Or that holding hands romantically in some religious conservative countries could land you in serious trouble? These aren't just strange rules, they're deeply tied to local values and culture. Breaking even the smallest law in another country, whether you mean to or not, can cause big problems. And some laws are so different they might surprise you. In Thailand, stepping on money is illegal. It's seen as disrespecting the king. In Italy, you could be fined for eating on church steps. The world is full of fascinating rules that reflect the people and traditions behind them. But here's the question: how many of these laws do travelers unknowingly break every day? Before moving or traveling abroad, always check the laws. When in doubt, play it safe. You wouldn't want a simple mistake turning your dream trip into a nightmare, would you? Number 5, don't overpack your old life. Are you packing for life abroad? It's easy to think you need to bring everything you own, but guess what? Most of it won't even fit into your new life. Here's the secret: moving is the perfect chance to start fresh. You don't need to drag your old stuff with you. Sure, it feels like you'll miss your favorite cereal or that special shampoo, but most of those things can be replaced, and some you might even forget about once you settle in. This is your moment to create brand new memories, not just carry around old belongings. Think about it. What's more exciting than a new beginning? You'll discover new foods, new friends, and new experiences that make your old things seem, well, less important. Trust me, in a year or two, you won't even remember what you left behind. So why hold on to things that weigh you down? Start your new chapter with a clean slate and let go of the past. What's one thing you thought you couldn't live without but later realized you didn't miss at all? Tell me in the comments. Number 4, don't forget to budget wisely. Living as an expat can surely get pricey without the right budget. Imported goods, eating out, and surprise expenses can quickly add up. You might not have heard of a $50 melon in Japan, but yup, it's real! Fresh fruit there can cost a small fortune, and that's just one example. So how do you avoid financial stress while living in another country? The secret is budgeting wisely. If you don't understand local prices, you might find yourself in a tough spot, especially when those unexpected costs pop up. But wait, here's something most people don't know. Eating out in some countries might seem cheap at first, but the small meals can add up quickly. Local transportation, daily necessities, and even fun activities can drain your savings if you're not prepared. So, how can you make sure your money lasts longer while living abroad? Start by researching everyday costs, create a budget that includes unexpected expenses, and always have a little extra saved just in case. Because the last thing you want is to run out of cash before your adventure is over. Number 3, don't isolate yourself during tough times. Living abroad can truly feel like a roller coaster. Some days you feel on top of the world, but then there are those tough days when everything feels overwhelming. Maybe you're homesick or you feel like you just don't fit in. Trust me, we've all been there. But here's what may surprise you: isolating yourself only makes things harder. In fact, reaching out to someone could be the game changer you need. Your friends, family, or even locals are often more than willing to listen. A simple conversation with someone who understands can immediately make you feel lighter. Don't be afraid to share your feelings. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. You'd be amazed at how many people are ready to support you even when you feel like you're alone. Have you ever been surprised by how kind strangers can be? Next time you're feeling down, don't let yourself retreat into isolation. Reach out and start a conversation. You never know how much better you'll feel afterward, or what new connections you could make. The world might just surprise you when you open up. Number 2, don't neglect your mental health. You're in a new place, far from family, adjusting to a new culture, and tackling challenges that feel never-ending. But here's a fact you might not know: all that stress can really weigh down your mental health. So, taking care of your mind is just as important as taking care of your body. It's not that you just keep working hard or staying busy. Did you know that simply going for a walk, eating your favorite healthy food, or taking 10 minutes to relax can work wonders for your mind? If you find yourself feeling lost or down, don't wait too long to reach out for help. Getting support, whether it's a friend or a professional, can make a huge difference. Number 1, don't burn bridges back home. New adventures, new friends, and new experiences is what you experience abroad. But what about the people and places you left behind? It's easy to get swept up in all the excitement and forget about your roots. But staying connected with your loved ones back home can actually make your overseas journey richer. It's true, relationships are your anchor. A simple postcard or a quick video call can bridge the distance and remind you that home is always with you. And do you know what? Your family and friends want to hear from you too. It's not just about checking in, it's about showing them they still matter in your busy new life. Have you ever felt homesick abroad and realized you miss the smallest things back home? This is actually a sign you're still tied to those people and places. So make it a point to visit when you can, share your experiences, and keep those bonds strong. Because living abroad doesn't mean you can leave everything behind. It's about balancing both worlds. Share with us in the comments, what's the one thing you miss most about home? Keep that connection alive and cherish both your old life and your new one. Now you know what to steer clear of while living abroad. It's time to make your journey even better. If you want more cool tips, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more exciting adventures. Keep exploring with us and don't forget to watch this next video.